It's a tradition like no other, the unofficial kickoff to Canada's biggest Irish festival here on the Miramichi. It is the Thursday night annual game as the Moncton Fishercats are in town, and the Chatham Ironmen look to continue their hot play as of late as they come in here with a 7-10 record and have big eyes towards this one. We've got an outstanding pitching matchup that we're going to get into here as the game goes on. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Moncton Fishercats tonight. Justin Cormier is leading off, playing shortstop. Luke Robeson, the center fielder, batting second. Sam Lund, tonight's starter for the Fishercats, is batting third. John Hamowitz is batting cleanup behind the plate. Jackson Decker is playing first and batting fifth. Matt Stone is batting sixth and playing right field. Brian Smith's playing third and batting seventh. Nate Stone's batting eighth and playing second. And Darren Dienstad is batting ninth and playing left field. And tonight they face the returning from injury starter for your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen, the big lefty, number 12, Zach Newman. Again, Newman making his first appearance of the season. We have it on pretty good authority that he will be on a bit of a pitch count limit as he tries to work his way back here from injury and be a contributing member of the Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen here in the second half of the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League season. The defense behind Newman tonight, left to right in the outfield, Andrew Langtang, Mike McKay, Tyrell Hebert, third to first around the infield, Tyler McKay, Dylan Lester, Charlie Molson, and Nick Leggett is back in the lineup tonight at first base, and Jeff Watkin is behind the plate. Tonight's umpires, down the third base line is Jason Dunnett, the first base line is Miles Brito, and behind home plate is Brian Cummings. And we are ready to go here as the boys are wearing their green hats tonight. Again, the unofficial kickoff of the 2023 Miramichi Irish Festival, Canada's biggest and best Irish festival. And here we go, the first pitch of the night from Zach Newman. And it is high for a ball. To leadoff hitter Justin Cormier. Cormier comes in on the season hitting .264, 11 for 64 so far. Does have 4 doubles and a home run. And that is down for a ball, 2-0. The Fishercats may be a little weary today. They played a 12-inning marathon against the Charlottetown Islanders last night in a game that they dropped. That is a 4-bouncer to second, we're going to call it, and it's a quick little 4-3 put out as Charlie Molson handles that one for the first out of the ball game. So yes, Moncton played a marathoner last night at Kiwanis Park against the Islanders in a game they dropped. I believe it was 7-4. So we will see if they are traveling with weary road legs here tonight. And that is just high for a ball to the number 2 hitter, Luke Robeson. Robeson on the season. He's hitting .279 for the Fishercats. That's in there for a strike, 1-1. And that is a liner into center. McKay in, and he makes the play. Heck of a diving, sliding play out there by the center fielder, Mike McKay, for out number 2. Robeson stung that one, and it was kind of tailing away to McKay's right. And he was able to make a bit of an adjustment and kind of did a half dive, half slide, and was able to make that play for out number 2, and that'll bring up the pitcher, Sam Lund. Lund on the season's hitting .220 so far, 12 for 65. Story of the season so far for the Fishercats has been they got to get the bats going. Some of their regular names that you'd expect to see up towards the top of their batting register are kind of floating around the middle, starting to break out a little bit here as they get close to the second half as well. And that's in there for a strike and runs a count 1-1. Yeah, some of those big Moncton bats have been trying to break out here a little bit, again, as they hit kind of the midway point of the season. They come in tonight, identical record to the Ironmen, 7-10. Both teams currently tied for 4th place. There is another game going on tonight in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League as the Alpines and the Royals are playing. And that is slashed into left field. Andrew Langtang gets under it and makes the play, and that's a quick inning of work for Zach Newman as he goes ground out, fly out, and that's going to get him out of the top of the first inning in order. So half innings in the books here at Ironman Field. Moncton no score, and the Ironmen are going to come to the plate, and we will have the Ironman lineup and a detailed look at Fishercat starter Sam Lund coming up in just a few seconds. So as we get ready here for the bottom of the first inning, welcoming you in here if you're watching on the Ironman Facebook page or on the Ironman YouTube channel. We appreciate you. I am, of course, the voice of your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironman, Chris Jardine, joined as always by the Elitecast media crew here, bringing you the sights and sounds of tonight's Irish Fest kickoff ball game here on O'Donoghue's Thursday Night Baseball. And we'll have some more words about O'Donoghue's here after this inning. So Sam Lund is on the hill for the Fishercats. He comes in tonight making his 8th appearance of the season. Has thrown 30 innings so far, has a 2-win, 2-loss, and a save record with a 1.87 ERA. Has 38 hits allowed, 32 strikeouts, 9 walks, and has allowed 8 earned runs. And again, that big key for Sam is that he has very good control, does not walk a lot. Again, you see 9 walks over 30 innings would be one of the better marks in the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League. And you have an Ironman team who has 61 walks on the season, throw in an extra 34 hit by pitch. That's 95 free base runners. I know we talk about that a lot, but that is a huge amount of free runners. And here is the lineup that London's going to face tonight. Mike McKay, the center fielder, leads off, and it'll be Jeff Watkin, Dylan Lester, Nick Leggett in the cleanup spot. And then you have Tyler McKay, Jake Cook, Tyrell Hebert, Andrew Langtang, and Charlie Molson rounding it out for the Ironman. Mike McKay is going to step it in here. Comes into tonight with a cool .452 batting average, 19 for 64 on the season. Or 19 for 42, sorry. He also has 8 walks and has been hit by pitch 12 times, which already exceeds his total from the 2022 season. As the Ironmen are going to look to try to get to Lund here early. A beautiful, beautiful Thursday evening here from Ironman Field. Lund is set and has the sign, and here we go. And first pitch is in there for strike 1. Again, the Fishercats having played 12 innings last night, but they were able to manage it. They got 6 innings from Justin Cormier, an additional 6 innings from Jackson Decker. So able to save some of their arms here for tonight's ball game. And that is on the inside part of the plate for a called strike 2. I don't think McKay agreed with that one, but it's a strike nonetheless, and it's quickly 0-2 here. So Lund has the sign from Hamowitz and comes set. And that is a high bouncer. It's going to be a tough. Oh, and it kicks off the edge of the grass and through the infield. I think that was going to be a tough play for Cormier anyway with the speedy McKay going down the line. But that high chopper caught either the edge of the grass or caught something and skipped a little bit to Cormier's right, making it impossible for him to get a glove on it, and it goes into left field for a base hit. So the Ironmen have the first runner on here tonight in the form of Mike McKay. Mike does have 5 steals on the season, and that'll bring up Jeff Watkins. So you'll notice Watkin and Lester flip-flopped in the 2-3 spots tonight. Trying to change it up here a little bit, change up the look of the Ironman lineup. Watkin coming in tonight has a .250 batting average on the season. And that is a curveball in there for a strike. Watkin is 11 for 44 in the season. Does have a couple doubles, a triple, and a home run. And again, of course, 17 walks, which leads the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League. So definitely doing a fantastic job getting himself on base, which he often does. And that is a high fly ball to right field. That one is back, and Stone able to make the play for out number 1. So an F9 for Watkin, and that will be the first out of the inning. No, I will not be traveling to Fredericton on Sunday for the doubleheader. Road games on the weekend, unfortunately for me, not in the cards. Maybe come playoff time, but during the regular season, it's not something, unfortunately. Evening, Mike. Hope you're having a good Thursday, buddy. Happy Irish Festival weekend to everybody out there. Dylan Lester steps in here now, hitting .391 on the season so far. That is high and away for ball 1. McKay looked like he had a step and then stopped. Lester's 9 for 23 so far, has a double and 10 runs batted in. Had a big night here the other night. So he had a huge 2-run double, which broke the game open for the Ironmen. And McKay gone. He got a heck of a jump, and he is going to be in there safely. Got a heck of a jump. Still a great throw from Hamowitz. Made it very, very close. I think the second baseman Stone's thinking that he got him there because that was a great throw. Looked like it was right on the money, but base umpire Miles Burrito calls him safe. So that's a stolen base for McKay, 6th of the season. Hey, never hurts to ask. Never hurts to ask. The worst I could ever say is no. So Lester now bats here with 1 out and a runner in scoring position. He's heading to count 2-0. And that is high for ball 3. So 3-0 here to Lester. Nick Leggett standing in the on-deck circle. So we'll see what kind of approach Lester's going to have here in a 3-0 count. And he takes that one for a strike. So that'll run at 3-1 now. So 3 balls, 1 strike here. The runner at second is Mike McKay, who singled due to a favorable bounce. And that is inside for ball 4, so that'll be a free pass. We talked about that before the inning started. So that'll put runners at first and second here for 1 out. And the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League RBI leader, Nick Leggett, steps in. Again, Leggett out of the lineup as he was away on Tuesdays, back here tonight. Hitting .468 on the season so far, 22 for 47, has 7 doubles and a league-leading 18 runs batted in, and has a chance to improve that number here with runners on first and second and 1 out. And there's a swing and a miss at a curveball for strike 1. So 0-1 here. Lund gets ahead of Leggett. Long look back to second. Here he comes to the plate. And that is a base hit into left field. And we will see what happens here. And third base coach Kevin Bowles gives McKay the go sign. And that's an RBI single for Leggett. The Ironmen are on the board first. It's 1-0 as Leggett extends his league-leading RBI total to 19. And the Ironmen strike first. Again, a base hit to left field. You had the left fielder, Dienstadt, playing back. Obviously, Leggett with that cleanup hitter power, and McKay with the speed. No play at the plate. So now Tyler McKay comes to the plate here in the same situation. Runners at first and second here with 1 out. Lester is now the runner at second, and Leggett's the runner over at first. And that is a base hit into right field. That's going to get down. Lester's getting the wave. Here comes the throw to the plate. It's cut off. There will be no play, and it's 2-0 Ironman. Tyler McKay with an RBI single. Back-to-back RBI singles by Leggett and McKay, and it's 2-0. Great piece of hitting there by Tyler McKay as he took that fastball on the outer part of the plate into right field. I thought maybe there was going to be a play at the plate there, but the ball was cut off by first baseman Jackson Decker and no relay throw. So now for the third straight hitter, we got the same situation as Jake Cook comes up with runners at first and second and one out. And the Ironmen now out to a 2-0 lead. And that is a base hit into left field. And that's booted by the left fielder. Dienstad has trouble picking it up. And that's going to allow another run to score. It's 3-0. Back-to-back-to-back RBI singles. And the Ironmen now have a 3-0 lead. Leggett was getting the go sign from third base coach Kevin Bowes all the way. Dienstad unable to come up with it cleanly in left field. So now, back-to-back-to-back RBI singles from Leggett, McKay, and Cook. And they have a 3-run lead, and it's still first and second here with one out, and Tyrell Hebert at the plate. And that curveball is in there for a strike. Hebert on the season hitting .205. Does have a home run and 4 RBIs. Again, 3 straight RBI singles here from the Ironmen. And there's one out here in the bottom of the first. Lund has the sign, and here comes the 0-1. And that is hit back up the middle, and that is going to, a nice diving play. Oh, and he's called out at second base. That was a close play. So a great play from Nate Stone there as he slid up the middle, was able to knock it down and then recover to make a flip to shortstop Justin Cormier. So that'll be a fielder's choice for Hebert. There's a few groaners from the crowd on that one, thinking that Cook might have been there safely. But either way, it's the second out of the inning on a fielder's choice, and there'll be runners at the corners here now with 2 out for Andrew Langtang. Langtang steps out here. So runners at the corners here with 2 out. The third baseman, Smith, taking the bunt away. And Langtang turns away from that one as it's inside for a ball. Looked like a little curveball there from Lund. So if you're the Ironmen, this is exactly what you want. Again, we talked a lot about their 7 games in 10 days. This is game number 5. They're 3-1 so far in this stretch. And that is bounced in front of the plate. This is going to be a tough play. Lund with it quickly and throws to first, and he makes the play. But the Ironmen strike early here on the Irish Festival Thursday night game as they put up a 3-pack in the bottom of the first inning. So 1 complete in the books here on a beautiful Thursday night from Ironman Field. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 3. The Moncton Fishercats no score. We'd like to thank our sponsors of the stream, O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Come on down and meet the new owners, Carol and Jamie McDonald, and try some pub favorites. Our famous crispy beer-battered haddock fish and chips is served with our signature house-made tartar sauce, lemon wedge, and slaw. And trust me, I can tell you firsthand, it is delicious. With their updated hours of operation, Tuesday and Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 11 a.m. to midnight, and Sunday from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the second inning here. Zach Newman's back out after a 1-2-3 first. Again, as we talked about before the game, we know Newman is on a bit of a pitch count. We're hearing it's probably about 40 as he comes back from injury. So couldn't have asked for a much better start to the game as he only threw about 9 or 10 there in the first. So John Hamowitz is going to lead it off here. 404 average for him on the season, 21 for 52. Does have 4 extra base hits, all doubles, and 11 RBIs as he tries to turn around the Fishercats' fortunes here in the top of the second as they already find themselves in a 3-0 hole. And that is in there for strike one as Newman puts one right across the outside part of the plate. And that's in the dirt. Little change up from Newman there. And that'll run the count even now, 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strikes here. Newman has the sign from Watkin. Rocks and fires. Here we go. That's a curveball up and away for ball 2. Newman a little frustrated with himself after that one. Knows that he kind of let that one fly open. See if he goes right back to it here to try to correct his mechanic. No, it goes back to the fastball, and that's on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. So that'll even the count now, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the second inning leadoff hitter, Hamowitz. Again, the Ironman came in, scored 3 in the bottom of the first. And that is a fly ball to center field. Mike McKay tracking towards it, and he's there, and he makes the play. And falls into the arms of right fielder Tyrell Bear, and that's a fly out to center for the first out of the second inning. 4 straight retired to start the game by Newman. So that'll bring up the first baseman, Jackson Decker. Hitting .333 on the season so far, 5 for 15. 3 of his 5 hits are for extra bases, all doubles. And here we go. That is in there for ball 1, apparently. Just inside, as home plate umpire Brian Cummings says. And that looked like a pretty good pitch here, but nonetheless, it's 2-0. And Newman's going to take a second here and just kind of refocus. The second one looked better than the first one. But either way, it's a 2-0 count. That one is in there for a strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2-1 here is the count. And that is right there for strike 2. That was the same place as the second pitch. So after a little sequence there, we're in a 2-2 count, probably where we should be. There's a swing and a miss for strike 3. First strikeout of the game for Newman as he goes to the curveball after a handful of fastballs, and that's out number 2. And that'll bring up Matt Stone. Stone on the season hitting an even 200, 6 for 30 so far. Does have a double and 3 RBIs, and he's going to bat here with 2 out in the top of the second inning. Newman's set, working quickly here. You love to see that, and that's outside for a ball, a little high as well. Nice to see, though, if you can get Newman back and on track here. You set up nicely as the Ironman, again, trying to make a charge here. That's inside for a ball, 2-0. Again, they've won 3 of their last 4 in this busy stretch. Their 7 games in 10-day stretch will wrap up with a doubleheader in Fredericton on Sunday. And again, 3-1 in the first 4 games of it. And that is popped up. That's back of second. Leggett going out. He makes the play. 6 straight retired to start the game by Zach Newman. Couldn't ask for a better start if you wanted one. 1.5 in the books here at Ironman Field on a beautiful Thursday night edition of O'Donoghue's Ironman Baseball. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 3. The Moncton Fishercats, no score. So we go to the bottom of the second inning here. It'll be the Ironman number 9 hitter, Charlie Mollison, leading it off. Mollison hitting 179 this season. Had a big game here the other night. Started off a huge Ironman inning in the fourth with a infield single. As the Ironmen put up 4 runs in that inning and on their way to a victory. And he leads off here the bottom of the second. Be Mollison, McKay, and Lester as we turn it back over. That is a bouncer to first, and that's going to be an easy play for Jackson Decker. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the second on a 3 unassisted. So that'll bring up Mike McKay. McKay singled, stole a base, and scored a run his first time as he tries to push that average back up closer to 500, as now he will be 20 for 42, 43. And again, scored his 20th run of the season. Chipped in his 6th stolen base, and he bats here with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. And that is on the inside part of the plate for a strike. So Lund trying to reset here after a rocky first inning. That is outside for a ball. Rocky first inning where he allowed back-to-back-to-back RBI singles to Nick Leggett, Tyler McKay, and Jake Cook. And that is the 3-0 Ironman lead that they currently have. Here comes the 1-1. That's a curveball in there for strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the count with 1 out in the bottom of the second. To the Ironman leadoff hitter, Mike McKay. And that is a base hit to center field. McKay's 2 for 2. What a bit of a hot streak he is on here the last couple of days. Got on base twice via hit by pitch the other day. He just continues his torrid pace, as again, he is 2 for 2 here through 2 innings tonight with a couple of singles. That'll bring up Watkin. Watkin flew out to medium deep right field his first time. And he bats here with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning. And Mike McKay, the runner at first. Lund with a little bit of a slide step there, again, trying to curb the speed of McKay over at first, and that was high for ball 1. And that's outside for ball 2-0. Before the game, the Ironman had honor roller Ray Royce here to throw out the first pitch, marking 50 years since Royce moved to the Miramichi and joined the Chatham Ironmen. We heard a story from Greg Morris about him throwing all 7 games of a championship series against the then Marysville Royals. Nice to see Ray at the ball field here, got a big ovation here from the crowd. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike as Watkin takes that, and that'll be 2-1. And again, it is Irish Festival weekend, so a big crowd on hand here at Ironman Field tonight. If you are watching from home on the Ironman Facebook or YouTube page, we appreciate you. Welcome in. Hope you're having a great Thursday wherever you are. 2-1 is the count here to Watkin with 1 out in the bottom of the second. Mike McKay is the runner over at first. Another quick slide step from Lund there, as again, he's really conscious of McKay's speed over there. McKay got a great jump on his stolen base in the first inning and was still almost thrown out by the very talented Hamowitz behind the plate. So 2-2's the count here now. Lund has the sign. Comes set. Another quick slide step, and that is hit into left field, and that's going to be down for a base hit. McKay aggressively around second, going to try to go to third, and he's in there safely, and the throw to third will allow Watkin to go to second. And the Ironmen are threatening here again in the bottom of the second as they've got 2 runners in scoring position and only 1 out. Watkin hit that ball about 15 feet inside the line to left field. It was a long run for Dienstadt, and McKay was thinking 3 all the way. A good throw from Dienstadt, but was not close enough to get the runner at third. And on the throw, Watkin was allowed to move up to second. And that'll bring Dylan Lester up here, who walked and scored a run his first time. And has a chance to drive in a couple here with runners at second and third and only 1 out in this inning. And that is a high fly ball, medium deep in center field. That will be plenty deep enough to allow the runner to score. And Watkin will also pick up the extra bag as well. So a sac fly from Dylan Lester. He picks up an RBI. That'll be his 11th run batted in of the season. And it's 4-0. Fundamental baseball there as Lester able to lift a pitch to medium deep center field. McKay was going to score easily, and the throw into the cutoff man bounced in the grass, so unable to make a relay throw into third. So Watkin moves up, so it's a runner at third now. And Nick Leggett at the plate with 2 out. Leggett had an RBI single his first time, the first of 3 consecutive RBI singles the Ironman had last inning. And Lund is set, and here he comes. And that is a bounder to short. It's going to be a tough play for Cormier as he makes a great cross-body throw, and that'll end the inning. So a nice little 6-3 put out from Justin Cormier to end the inning, but the Ironmen add on another. So 2 innings in the books here from Ironman Field on this Irish Festival edition of O'Donoghue's Thursday Night Ironman Baseball. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4. The Moncton Fishercats no score. Speaking of O'Donoghue's, they are tonight's game sponsor. Summer has arrived and patio season is here. Enjoy a hot meal and a cold drink on our Water Street patio overlooking the beautiful Miramichi River. A great place to meet friends and family. With their updated hours of 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 11 a.m. to midnight Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and 2 to 10 p.m. on Sundays. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we'll go to the top of the third inning here. The Ironman with a 4-0 lead. Zach Newman is out here for a third inning of work as he is still within his pitch count limit. He has set down all 6 batters he's faced so far. And he will face the bottom third of the Fishercats order. That will start with third baseman Brian Smith, who's hitting 162 on the season. Just as I say that, I see Zach Goss jumping out of the dugout, heading down the line to get warmed up. That is a high fly ball to left field. That is a long run for Langtang, a long run, and he makes the play in fair territory for a 1-pitch, 1-out inning. Start here in the third. Again, Newman has retired all 7 batters he's faced. He's been pretty economical with his pitches. Again, we had heard the pitch count was going to be around 40, and he's done a great job of managing that so far. And that'll bring up Nate Stone, the second baseman. And he swings and misses in that one for strike 1. Nate hitting 167 on the season so far. 5 for 30. All 5 of his hits are singles. Does have a couple RBIs. Here comes the 0-1. And that's a foul ball. Back to the screen. So quickly 0-2. Oh, and 2 is the count here. Newman set, he comes, and that is a curveball away. We've seen that one miss a couple times. And again, that's a hard field to get back when you haven't pitched a lot, right? Is that curveball release point. And he comes back with it there, and that is a one bouncer to first baseman Nick Leggett. And that's out number 2 on a 3 unassisted. So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter for the Fishercats, Darren Dienstad. Dienstad on the season only has 1 AB. He's 0 for 1. He's going to get a kick at the can here tonight. As he bats here with 2 out in the third. Newman has faced the minimum so far, and that is down for a ball. So 1-0 is the count here. Newman rocks and fires, and that is slashed into right field, and that's going to be a base hit. And Hebert cuts it off, so that'll be a single. First base runner of the ball game for the Fishercats. And that'll turn it back over to the top of the order for the leadoff hitter, Justin Cormier. Grounded out to second his first time. And again, bats here with 2 out in the top of the third, and his team trailing 4-0. So first time Newman's had to work from the stretch. And that is another curveball that gets away from him into that left-hand side batter's box for ball 1. Newman going to take a second here and go for a little stroll and reset his thoughts. As he tries to lock back in here with 2 out in the top of the third inning. Again, the Fishercats played a 12-inning marathon, dropping a decision to the Charlottetown Islanders last night. And there is another grounder to second, another one bouncer from Cormier, and that's going to get Newman out of the inning. So 3 great innings of work from Zach Newman as he gives up only 1 base runner. It was a Dienstad single in that inning. 2.5 innings in the books here from Ironman Field on a beautiful Irish Festival edition of O'Donoghue's Thursday Night Ironman Baseball. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4. The Moncton Fishercats, no score. So we go to the bottom of the third. The Ironmen feeling a bit of the luck of the Irish here so far in this one, as they are out to a 4-0 lead with 3 in the bottom of the first and 1 in the second. And it'll be Tyler McKay leading it off here in the bottom of the third. Had an RBI single his first time up. He'll be followed by Jake Cook and Tyrell Hebert. All the Irish Festival fans here probably judging McKay for his country music choice and not having something like Heave Away as his walk-up music. But nonetheless, we're going to kick off the bottom of the third inning here. Sam Lund back out for another inning of work for the Fishercats. And there's a swing and a miss. Mighty hack there from McKay for strike 1. Here comes the 0-1 from Lund. And that is in there for strike 2. So Lund up quickly here, 0-2. Allowed 3 RBI singles in the first and a sac fly in the second. Those are the 4 Ironman runs so far. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, but that gets away from Hamowitz. He's quick to pick it up, and he throw down to first, so that'll be a K 2-3 for the first out of the inning. So 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, and Jake Cook's going to step in. One of those RBI single contributors from back in the 1st. And here comes the first pitch from Lund. That is outside for ball 1. Cook gets ahead in the count here, 1-0. Lund set, and here he comes. That is in the dirt, as I caught a piece of both the catcher and the home plate umpire, and bounded all the way back to the screen. So Jake ahead here now, 2-0. So the Ironmen try to get something going here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. So I don't think Cook liked that one very much. So 2-1's the count here. He's still in the driver's seat. This at bat. Lund has the sign, rocks and fires. And that is in the dirt, and that'll run at 3-1. So 3-1 is the count here to Cook, with 1 out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And here comes the pitch. That's a big swing and a miss there from Cook, and that'll run it full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So a full count here. Tyrell Hebert is the on-deck hitter. Lund has the sign. Here it comes. And that is in the dirt. Ball 4 as he spiked that one a good couple of feet in front of home plate. Second walk of the game for Lund. And with 1 out here, the Ironmen have a base runner. And that'll bring up Hebert. Hebert hit into a fielder's choice back in the 1st inning. Hit a ball up the middle. Nice little play made by Nate Stone to make a flip to the shortstop, Justin Cormier, to record an out. And was stranded as a base runner. So 1 out, 1 on here for the Ironmen as they look to extend their 4-0 lead. And that is slashed into right field. And a routine play out there for Matt Stone. So that is a fly out to right and the 2nd out of the inning. And that'll bring Lantang to the plate here with 2 out. Lantang grounded out to the pitcher's first time as Lund made a nice play to get him at first on a high chopper. So Jay Cook's runner at first after a 1 out walk. And long look over from Lund here. Here comes the pitch. Cook's going. And that is a throw down, and they got him. A nice throw down from Hamowitz, so that'll be a caught stealing to end the inning. And we're having to check on Justin Cormier here, as it looked like he had some pretty heavy contact with his glove side. So that'll be the end of the inning for the Ironmen as Cook is erased on a caught stealing. So the Ironmen get a walk, and it's erased. Lund faces the minimum. 3 complete innings in the books here on a beautiful, crisp Irish Festival Thursday evening. It It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen for the Moncton Fishercats. No score. Tonight's stream is sponsored by O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Our supper menu is out now. Try the new Classic Reuben, a pub favorite grilled to perfection. Corned beef shaved thin on marble rye with melted Swiss cheese, sauerkraut, and just a smidge of dressing. Served with fries or salad and a dill pickle. Check out their updated hours, Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m., Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to midnight, and Sundays from 2 to 10. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the fourth, and as expected, that'll do it for Ironman starter Zach Newman making his return from injury and on a pitch count. And a masterful 3 innings of work for Newman, as the only blemish was a single to the number 9 hitter, Darren Dienstad. He goes 3 innings, no runs on a hit, and has a strikeout. And he hands a 4-0 lead over to Ironman reliever Zach Goss. As it'll be Robinson, Lund, and Hamowitz here. And here we go. So Zach Goss is in, making his 9th appearance of the season as a 7.68 ERA, couple of wins, a loss, and a save over 13 2/3 innings. Had the save here, or not, had the closed out the game here on Tuesday against the Royals in relief of Jamie Walls, and that is a base hit into left field. So a single for Robson, and the first runner of the fourth is on here for the Fishercats. Again, Goss has not been in the lineup as of late due to his tender ankle. He suffered here a couple of Thursday nights ago, rolling over first base, but looked good in his relief appearance the other night. So 1 on, nobody out here in the top of the fourth, and the hitter is Lund. And that is on the, just misses inside for ball 1. Lund flew out to left field his first time. So the Ironmen, again, have gotten 13 great innings out of Jamie Walls over the last week, easing the load on their bullpen quite a bit. And that is bounded right back to the pitcher. Goss to second for 1. On to first, a double play, a great pick over at first by Nick Leggett to scoop that one out. That's a 1-6-3 twin killing. A great play over at first. That was a hard hit back to Goss. Goss quickly turned and flipped to the shortstop. Lester threw it in the dirt, and it kind of handcuffed Leggett, but he's able to come up with it and make the play. So that is a 1-6-3 double play. And now Hamowitz will bat here with 2 out. That's a curveball in there for a strike. So, yeah, again, the Ironmen on this 7 games in 10-day stretch have gotten some great starting pitching. A couple of great starts from Jamie Walls, a great start from Dylan Lester down in Moncton over the weekend. That is just outside for a ball. Couldn't ask for more from Zach Newman tonight on a limited pitch count to get through 3 complete innings. And again, with a doubleheader on Sunday in Fredericton. That is fouled back, runs a count 1-2. With a doubleheader on Sunday, you have to assume that the Ironman coaching staff would love to get multiple innings out of Zach Goss here. So 1-2 is the count here with 2 out now in the top of the fourth. To the Fishercats catcher, Hamewitz. So Goss is set. Big deep breath. Here it comes. That is outside for a ball and 2-2. So here's the 2-2. That is flown down the right field side, and that is going to be into the crowd, keeping the count at 2-2. So 2-2 remains the count here to Hamewitz, again with 2 out here in the top of the fourth. The Moncton Fishercats had a leadoff single in the inning, was erased on a 1-6-3 double play, and that is a base hit into left field. So a 2-out single for Hamewitz, and he's trying to big turnaround first, but Ironmen get the ball back in, and that'll be held to a single. So a 2-out base hit, second single of the inning, and the Fishercats have a runner at first now with 2 out. That'll bring up Jackson Decker, who has been the only Fishercat strikeout victim of the game so far. Only strikeout of the game for either team up until this point here, top of the fourth. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Hamewitz does have 3 stolen bases, taking a bit of an aggressive lead over there at first. And Goss does have a pretty slow, deliberate motion to the plate. We'll see if Hamewitz is in action here. That is in there for strike 2, and Decker's in a quick hole, 0-2. As Goss backs up a couple of curveballs here, right down Broadway, Decker taking all the way both times. So 0-2 is the count now. Hamewitz going, and that is a little check swinger into center, but McKay's under it, and that'll be the inning. So Goss works around a couple singles, gets a double play, all in all, no damage. Halfway home here at Ironman Field as we go to the bottom of the fourth. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4, the Moncton Fishercats, no score on a beautiful Irish Festival edition of O'Donoghue's Thursday Night Baseball. So we go to the bottom of the fourth inning here. It'll be Lantang, Malson, and then the top of the order. Lantang was at the plate to end the third as Jake Cook was caught stealing by Fishercats catcher John Hamewitz. So Lantang is 0 for 1 in the game with a ground out. As the Ironmen try to get back in the crooked column after 3 in the first, 1 in the second, and none in the third. They lead 4-0. And Lantang with a bunt out in front of home plate. Hamewitz calls him off, and nice play. Nice play there from the Fishercats catcher Hamowitz, who jumped out from behind home plate very quickly, called off pitcher Sam Lund, and is able to pick that one up for a nice little 2-3 to start the inning. We've seen Hamowitz a few times now and definitely has some very, very nice defensive skills. Great arm down to second we've seen a couple times tonight, and some nice defensive awareness there to make that play. So Molson will bat here now. He grounded out to first base unassisted in the second inning. Bats here with one out in the fourth. And that is outside for ball one. Turn it back over to the top of the Ironman order here as Mike McKay's on deck. That is in there, first strike. Evens the count at 1-1. That's fouled back. And run the count to 1-2. The Ironmen's next 3 games, all against the Fredericton Royals, as they will travel to Fredericton for a doubleheader on Sunday starting at 3:30 according to my program. No Thursday night home game here for the Ironmen next week, which is rare across the course of the summer. And they will travel to Fredericton on Friday, July 28th for a game against the Royals at 7:30 up on Baseball Hill. That is a hard hit ball by Charlie Molson, and that is going to get down and go past the diving center fielder, and that's going to go all the way to the wall. Marlson's around second on his way to third. He's going to be into third standing up. It's a one-out triple for Charlie Molson. Robeson went all out. That ball was hit very hard into the right center gap. Robeson went all out and dove, but unable to come up with it. The ball went all the way to the wall, and Molson able to get to third there easily. So we will have a runner at third now with only one out here for Mike McKay, and the Fishercats are bringing the infield in as a little bit of defensive urgency here, down 4-0. All 4 infielders in on the grass here against McKay. McKay is 2 for 2 so far, 2 singles, 2 runs scored, and a stolen base. And that is inside, but called a strike as it catches the inside part of the plate, according to home plate umpire Brian Cummings. So it's 0-1. So 0-1, here's the count. Lund rocks and fires. And that is hit down the right field line. Foul! McKay trying to take that one to right field. That one just foul by, I'd say, probably 6 feet down the right field line. And the count here now is 0-2. A little bit of an issue with the baseballs here. So 0-2 is the count. So Lund back in here with the count now 0-2. 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth. And that's going to be a line out to third. And Molson was going on contact. That's going to be a double play. So a base running mistake by the Ironman runs them out of the inning, as that is a 4-5 double play, which kills the run-scoring situation. So the Ironmen come up empty-handed. So after 4 complete, it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4. The Moncton Fishercats, no score. I'd like to thank our stream sponsors, O'Donoghue's Irish Pub. Come on down and meet the new owners, Carol and Jamie McDonald, and try some pub favorites. And I could tell you, the famous crispy beer-battered haddock fish and chips served with signature house-made tartar sauce, lemon wedge, and slaw is an absolutely excellent option and is delicious. O'Donoghue's Irish Pub with the updated hours, 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 11 a.m. to midnight Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and 2 to 10 p.m. on Sundays. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the fifth here. The Ironmen hanging on to a 4-0 lead. Zach Goss out for his second inning of work as he is going to face the 6, 7, 8 hitters. Stone, Smith, and Stone. The Fishercats to this point, no runs on 3 hits. The Ironmen 4 runs on 7 hits. Neither team has committed an error. So we go to the top of the fifth here. And Stone's going to step in. Popped out to first base his first time on a nice little play with Nick Leggett going back into the outfield grass to come up with it. And that is fouled away for strike one as Goss gets ahead. That one comes down on the back of the dugout with all the netting here around Ironman Field. Foul balls, ever dangerous. Not for us, though. We're very well protected up here in the press box. So 0-1 here is the count. And that is a fly ball into right field. Hibert only has to move a couple of steps, and he comes up with it. So that's an F9 to start the fifth inning. So that'll bring up Brian Smith here with 1 out in the fifth. Smith flew out to left field his first time. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike as Goss gets ahead again, 0-1. Goss has the sign, rocks and fires. And that is a big swing and a miss at an up and in fastball from Smith. And that runs at 0-2. So Goss way ahead in the count here. That is outside, a little waster trying to get Smith to chase. That'll run it to 1-2 with 1 out here in the top of the fifth. Goss in relief of Zach Newman, who went 3 innings, allowed a hit, no runs. That is popped down the first baseline, but it'll be foul. It's a protection swing there from Smith. Misses the first base bag to the foul side by about 3 feet. So that'll keep the count 1-2. As the sun almost set here on a beautiful Thursday at Ironman Field. Here comes the 1-2 from Goss. And that is a banner down to first. Leg it up with it on the big hop. Will trot it over himself. So that is a 3 unassisted for the second out of the inning. So that'll bring up Nate Stone, who hit grounded out to the first baseman his first time. And lots of beautiful festivities here on the Miramichi this weekend for the Irish Festival, the biggest and best Irish festival in all of Canada. And again, the unofficial kickoff here, the annual Thursday night game. That is popped foul for strike one. Haven't had the game the last couple years. 2020, it was COVID year. There was no season. In 2021, the Ironmen were still battling COVID and playing in the Miramichi Valley Baseball League. And last year, we had a rainout. That is on the outside corner of the plate for strike two. So this is the first Irish Festival Thursday night game since 2019. And there is a buzz in the big crowd here at Ironman Field tonight. So here comes the 0-2. That is flied down the right field line. That is a good long run for Hebert. He makes the play easily. So a 3-up, 3-down inning. A couple of flyouts and a ground out. Great couple innings so far from Zach Goss. We've got 4.5 in the books as we go to the Ironman bottom of the fifth. The score continues to be your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 4, the Moncton Fishercats 0. So we go to the bottom of the fifth here. We got the big, thick part of the Ironman order coming up here. So it's going to be Watkin, Lester, and Leggett. As the Ironmen look to expand on their 4-0 lead. We have not had a run scored since the bottom of the second inning. Recap so far, we had RBI singles in the bottom of the first from Leggett, McKay, and Cook to make it 3-0. The Ironmen tacked on one in the fourth on a sac fly from Dylan Lester, and that's where we're at. 4-0. A well-pitched, well-defended game for both teams. The Ironmen have clawed together 4 runs. And that is down for ball 1 to Watkin. Watkin is 1 for 2 in the game with a double. Here comes the 1-0 from Lund. And that is ball 2. Here comes the 2-0. So 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the count. Here comes the 2-1 from Lund. And that is hard in the left field line, but foul. We do have some activity down in the Fishercats bullpen. It looks like Glenn Marks is warming up down there. Lund hasn't been in a whole lot of trouble, and again has really cleaned it up here as he's thrown blanks in the third and fourth. So here comes the 2-2 now. And that is check swing. And they will go down to first base. First base umpire Miles Brito will say he did not go. So a check swing there, runs the count full. So 3 balls, 2 strikes now to the leadoff hitter here in the fifth, Jeff Watkin. So the full count pitch. And that is outside for ball 4. I think Lund knew he missed that one as he just left it a little too far outside as he tried to go back door. Third walk of the ball game for the Ironmen. And that'll bring up Dylan Lester, who is officially 0 for 0. Has a walk, a sac fly, a run scored, and an RBI. No official at bats. So he bats here with nobody out and a runner at first base. That is on the outside part of the plate for strike 1 as Lester nods his approval of the call. Lund with a long pause here on the 0-1. Very long. Here he comes. That is a little too far outside. I'll even the count at 1-1. One and one. Here's the count. There's a big swing and a miss from Lester for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes is the count here. Here it comes. And that's going to be again. Lester takes advantage of that big hole. Watkins going to round second on his way to third. Here comes the throw, and he is in there safely. A great textbook piece of hitting from Dylan Lester there as he takes it through the big open right side of the field. And Watkin able to race that throw to third. So the Ironmen have runners on the corners here with nobody out. And the RBI machine himself, Nick Leggett, steps in. Already with one here in the ball game. He's 1 for 2 with an RBI single. His 19th driven into the season so far. So Jeff Watkins over at third. Dylan Lester's at first. There's nobody out here. And the Fishercats defense going to play in on the corners and play for the double play up the middle here, down 4 in the 5th. And that is on the inside part of the plate for a strike. Oh, and 1's the count here. And that is a little too far inside. Some great commentary from down the first base side here as the fans want Nick Leggett to send this Irish crowd into a frenzy. Well, it's a 1-1 count here. Runners at the corners. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th. That is foul ball. Again, a big crowd here. A lot of Miramichiers return home from away for this wonderful weekend, celebrating all things Irish here on the Miramichi. Lots of festivities planned for the weekend. Some would say in Miramichi, Irish is a culture, but it's also a state of mind. And the state of mind of the Ironmen right now is you're trying to add to this 4-0 lead with a 1-2 count. And the guy you want at the plate in this situation is there. Lund's got the sign. He comes set. And that is on the outside part of the plate, called strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Leggett, I think, thought that one would have been just a little bit outside. So Lund gets one back. So that'll bring up Tyler McKay with one out here now in the bottom of the 5th. Still runners at the corners. McKay 1 for 2 in the game with an RBI single. Struck out his last time on a play where Hamowitz had to throw down to first to complete the strikeout 2-3. So Lund is set now. That is inside for ball 1. One and 0 is the count here. And there's a big swing and a miss for strike 1. So 1-1's the count here to Tyler McKay. And that is a little too far inside for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike's the count here. That's an inside part of the plate there for strike 2. So 2-2's the count here. That is fouled back. So McKay stays alive. So 2-2's the count here as McKay's battling up there. And that is a fly ball to center field. And that is going to take Robeson back. He makes the play, but that will be plenty deep to score the run. So a sac fly RBI for Tyler McKay, who does the job, and that'll move the Ironman lead to 5-0. A productive second out of the inning for McKay, as again that ball took Robeson back almost to the warning track in center field, plenty deep to allow Watkin to score from third. So second sac fly of the night here. Again, the Ironmen have been playing the small ball. 3 RBI singles and a couple of sac flies, and there's 5 runs. The RBI singles all coming in consecutive order. So that'll bring Jake Cook up here. Cook is 1 for 1 in the ball game, has one of those RBI singles back in the first, also walked his last time. Was erased on a caught stealing to end the third inning. So he bats here with 2 out and 1 on. That is up and in for a ball. Dylan Lester remains the runner over at first after a single earlier in the inning. That is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Evens the count at 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike's the count here. And that is fouled back, and that'll run it 2-1. Or 1-2, sorry. I looked at the scoreboard, and they have the wrong count out there, so 1 ball, 2 strikes is the count here. After Cook fouls that one away. So 1-2 is the count here now to Cook. Lund trying to limit the damage here in the bottom of the 5th. That is too far outside. Lund trying to get him to chase. Cook not having it. He evens the count up now at 2-2. Looking ahead to the Fishercats 6 to be the 9-1-2 hitters. That is a bounder to first. An easy little play as Robeson Decker catches it in the air. Steps on first for the 3 unassisted. So the Ironmen add 1. 5 innings in the books here from Ironman Field on this beautiful Irish Festival edition of O'Donoghue's Thursday Night Baseball. It is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 5. The Moncton Fishercats no score. Speaking of O'Donoghue's, they are tonight's game sponsor. Summer has arrived and patio season is here. Enjoy a hot meal and cold drink on our Water Street patio overlooking the beautiful Miramichi River. A great place to meet friends and family. Open 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. Tuesdays and Wednesdays, 11 a.m. to midnight Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, and 2 to 10 on Sundays. O'Donoghue's, welcome to your pub. So we go to the top of the 6th here, and the story so far has been the Ironmen pitching, as they have only allowed 3 base runners across the first 5 innings. Zach Newman started in his first game of the season coming back from injury on a limited pitch count, allowed a hit as the only base runner across 3 innings. Zach Goss has come in. He did allow a couple of hits in the fourth, but they were able to pick up a double play, get out of the inning. He went 1, 2, 3 in the fifth. The Ironman pitching staff has allowed 3 hits. That's it. No walks, no additional runners. And it'll be the number 9 hitter, Darren Dienstad, to lead it off here, who does have one of their 3 hits in the game. So the Ironmen, after 1 in the bottom of the fifth, are up to a 5-0 lead here now. Goss is back out here for his 3rd inning of work. That's on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. I'll tell you, Goss has been very, very aggressively getting ahead of hitters here tonight. It has been a noticeable behavioral pattern. And there's a swing and a miss from Dienstad, who corkscrewed himself into the ground on a fastball that almost hit him. He's been using that curveball to get ahead. He's done it to several hitters in a row here now. Just a get-me-over curveball. And now after a fastball swing and a miss, he's up here 0-2. And that is just outside for a ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes. So 1-2 here to the Fishercats number 9 hitter to lead off the top of the 6th inning. That is high for a ball. No activity in either bullpen here momentarily, or at this moment, momentarily. Easy for you to say. So 2-2's the count here. Goss rocks and fires, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. First strikeout for Goss, and only the 2nd strikeout for the Ironman staff total. And again, that speaks to the great defensive game that the Ironmen have played as well. A couple of nice rundowns in the outfield. Mike McKay made a great diving, sliding play earlier in the game. Nick Leggett with a great pick over at first base back in the 4th to convert the other end of a double play. So it's back to the top of the Moncton order here for Justin Cormier, who's grounded out to 2nd twice. And almost on cue, he hits it to Charlie Mollison again, and that is a 4-3 for the 3rd time. A hat trick of ground outs to 2nd for Cormier. And there's 2 out here now in the 6th. And that'll bring up Robeson. Robeson's 1 for 2 in the ball game. Has singled and flown out to center field. Singled his last time up and was erased at 2nd on the 1-6-3 double play. So Goss is set here. That is just outside for a ball. And another very nice pitching performance from the Ironman staff tonight. That's in there for a strike. Jamie Walls and Goss combined to only allow 2 runs here against the Royals. Walls allowed 3 runs in a complete game to the Royals just before that. So since that is out of play, foul. Since that July 6th game where the Ironmen allowed 11 runs in the 1st inning in a big loss to the Royals, their pitching staff has been significantly better. And now Zach Goss is 1 strike away from getting out of his 3rd inning of relief here, as it's 1-2 the count now to Robeson. And that is bounded back to the pitcher's mound. A little hop from Goss, a throw to first. So back-to-back 1, 2, 3 innings. And that is 7 straight retired by Goss. And we're going to go to the bottom of the 6th. The good guys are in control, as it is your Chatham Miramichi Honda Ironmen 5 and the Moncton Fishercats, no score. Due up for the Ironmen, bottom of the 5th, bottom of the 6th, Hebert, Lantang, and Molson. So we're going to have a pitching change here for the Fishercats as Sam Lund's night is over after 5 innings of work. He allows 5 runs on 8 hits and is currently saddled to be the losing pitcher should this score hold. Glenn Marks is in out of the bullpen. He'll make his 3rd appearance of the season. Has 2 2/3 innings so far and a 5.25 ERA. So Tyrell Hebert is going to lead it off here in the bottom of the 6th. Hebert is 0 for 2, hit into a fielder's choice, and has flown out to right field. And that is on the outside part of the plate for a strike. First pitch for Marks. There is another game on the New Brunswick Senior Baseball League going on tonight as the St. John Alpines are hosting the Fredericton Royals. We do not have an update of that game at this time. We're working on it. And we did have the live stream up here earlier, but I don't see it up at the moment, so we'll see what we can do here. That is inside from Marks, and that'll be 2-1. After 4 innings in St. John, it was 2-0 Alpines. I do see that Craig Oliver has hit a home run in the top of the 5th. So we believe the score of that game is currently 2-1 Alpines in the 5th inning. Hebert hits a 2-hopper to 3rd. That's going to eat up Smith, and that's going to be an error. So a little 2-bouncer. Smith unable to come up with it cleanly. And that is going to be an error as Hebert reaches first error of the ball game for either club, and it'll be E5. And the Ironmen have a base runner here again. We will keep an eye on the Alpines Twitter to see. We'll keep you updated on the score down there. I believe it's Pink in the Park night, an annual tradition down in St. John at Memorial Field. In support of St. Joe's Breast Health Trust. So good on the Alpines for having Pink in the park again this year. That was in there for strike 1 as Lantang's up here. He's 0 for 2, has grounded out to the pitcher and to the catcher. And that is outside for a ball. Runs the count 1-1. So 1-1's the count here. That is in the dirt for ball 2. So again, after 12 innings last night, in which the Fishercats had to use Cormier and Decker for 6 innings apiece, Sam Lund goes 5 innings here tonight. Now we have Glenn Marks out of the bullpen, trying to keep this a 5-0 ball game. There's a swing and a miss from Langtang for strike 2. Again, the Fishercats will have one more kick at the can here in the 7th with Lund, Hamowitz, and Decker, the scheduled hitters. But the Ironmen looking to do some more damage here. So that ball squeezed away from Hamowitz and allows Hebert to take second. So it's a full count now to Lantang here. And Hebert has moved up to second base on the wild pitch. So a chance now for the Ironmen to do a little more damage here in this ball game with runner in scoring position here and nobody out. And that is a ball down the right field. That's a fair ball. That's going to be an RBI for Andrew Langtang. He takes a big turnaround first, but he will stay. So an RBI single for the Ironman left fielder, and it's 6-0. A great at bat there from Langtang. Works himself into a full count and keeps that ball just fair down the right field line. And that's an RBI single, his third RBI of the season. And now he'll be a runner at first and nobody out for Charlie Mollison. The Ironman leads 6-0. Mollison is 1 for 2 in the game. Hit a triple his last time up on a ball that Fishercat center fielder Robeson made a diving attempt but unable to make the play. And that is a hard hit ball by Mollison, and that is fair down the left field or right field line. Langtang's around second, on his way to third. He will be in there safely. A single for Charlie Mollison. The Ironmen now runners at the corners now with nobody out, and we're back to the top of the order for Mike McKay. A score update from St. John. The Royals have scored 2 in the top of the 5th. So as they go to the bottom of the 5th from Memorial Field, it is Royals 2, Alpines 2. And again, we'll bring you some more updates here shortly from the Alpines-Royals game. But here it is 6-0 Ironman, and they are threatening with runners at the corners and nobody out, and Mike McKay at the plate. And that is in there for a strike. McKay so far, couple of singles, couple of runs scored, a stolen base. Last time up, he lined into a double play. With a runner at third, the infield was drawn in, hit a liner to second baseman Stone, and they were able to double off Charlie Mollison at third. And that is a third consecutive hit down the right field line. This one's going to go all the way to the wall. Langtang's going to score. Molson's around second, on his way to third. It's an RBI double for Mike McKay, and it's 7-0 Ironman. Back-to-back-to-back balls down the right field line, and McKay's there. Hit with the most authority as that one did a one-hop skip all the way to the wall. Mollison makes it around to third easily. McKay's into second with his third hit of the ball game. So that'll bring up Watkin here now with runners at second and third, and again, still nobody out here. And that ball is in the dirt. So bottom of the 6th here, Ironman up 7-0. So now if you're the Ironman, you're maybe thinking about trying to push for the 10-run rule here and save an inning for Zach Goss with a doubleheader this weekend. That could be a crucial tactical play here. And again, second and third, nobody out. And you have Watkin at the plate, who is 1 for 2 in the game, has a double. Walked and scored his last time. And Dylan Lester on deck, who's having a heck of a ball game. He's had a heck of a couple of ball games this week. And that is outside for a ball. It's 3-0. So first base open here, you have to assume, even though it's a 7-0 ball game, you can't expect Marks to give in here and groove one to Watkin. Here comes the 3-0, and that is ball 4 as it's high out of the zone. So the bases are loaded here with nobody out. Hamowitz is going to call time and go out to Marks for a visit. We have an update here as well from the O'Donoghue's Chatham Junior Ironmen. They're playing in Fredericton tonight. It is the bottom of the 4th inning. Currently the score is the Royals 8 and Ironmen 7. So Junior Ironmen trailing by 1 tonight in Fredericton. We'll give you updates for that game if we get any more. Tired from last night? Yes, again, we've mentioned it a few times. The weary Fishercats after playing a 12-inning marathon against the Fishercats, or the Islanders last night, have traveled up here for Irish Fest Thursday. Here's Lester with the bases loaded. That's a curveball in there for a strike. Bases loaded, nobody out here. Ironman hanging on to a 7-0 lead at the moment. They have scored 1 or 2 here in the inning. And that is a high fly ball to left field. That is back at the wall. That's out of here. And that's the ball game. Dylan Lester with a different kind of walk-off, a grand salami to cap off a beautiful Thursday night here at Ironman Field. And that's the ball game as the Ironmen win 11-0. That one into the screen in the left field. Don't think you could ask for a better finish to this one if you're the raucous Thursday night Irish Festival crowd as the Ironmen wrap it up in 6 innings and will win by the 10-run rule here 11-0. The story for the Ironmen tonight, the pitching staff as Zach Newman and Zach Goss combine to go 6 innings and allow only 3 hits to the Fishercats tonight. Newman's first appearance of the season returning from injury, and another stellar bullpen performance from Zach Goss. Dylan Lester finishes the game 2 for 2 with a walk, 2 runs scored, and 5 runs batted in. We want to thank